Detroit Business Hub Group Director Nancy O'Neill works with her team of experts. Listen to conversations with business professionals to discover the latest business innovations, insights, and trends. Find out what's hot and what's not in today's business market.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. Welcome, Wale. We're pleased to have you as a guest today. Wale is a realtor. He's with eXp Realty, and I will let you go ahead and further introduce yourself. Go ahead, Wale.
Oh, thank you, Nancy. I'm truly happy to be on here. Like you said, my name is Wale, Adeoye, originally from Lagos, Nigeria. Moved to North America in 2001 and came to the United States in 2010. I would say I got into real estate in 2013 when I bought my first, property out of, the, book that I read, which is The Millionaire, Real Estate Investor. So that just, prompted me to understand more of what real estate, really is about, by putting a little amount of money down. Then you build equity over the years, and at the end of the day, you're able to catch up.
Great. So tell us where you're from again. Did you say Nigerians?
Yeah, I'm originally from Lagos, Nigeria, which is in West Africa.
Oh, Nigeria. Okay, gotcha. I just want to make sure I heard you correct. Okay. So you came here in what year again?
So I moved to North America to study in Canada in 2001. Then moved to the United States in 2010. Like I said, the idea of real estate, came in 2013, and I've since then, been more, looking into the real estate investment side, and in 2018, got my real estate license.
Oh, okay. So you've been licensed for about 3 to 4 years now.
Yeah, going to 3 years in May, because I think I took the exam 2018 in May. Yeah.
Gotcha. Tell us how you started your career with Keller Williams. You read one of Mr. Keller's books, so I'm sure that inspired you to start with Keller Williams. I'm a former Keller Williams agent myself.
Yeah.
And you since switched over to eXp Realty. So what caused you to make the switch?
I think it was a no-brainer. Seeing what eXp was doing, I got a couple of friends that, originally after we finished our class from the real estate, got into eXp, directly. So I just caught the movement, right within that, time frame, because I switched to eXp when 2001. I switched to eXp in 2019. So when I saw the model in which, that they have in place, and the minimal amounts of charges that they charge, with your commission, it was just a no-brainer. And with you getting all your 80 to 100%, of your commission after you cap at 16,000, I think that just brought me right there. And also for the monthly fees, you only pay $85, which support your website, CRM, lead generation, and technology. So basically, what you're paying for is what you're getting. So $85 a month, you're capping at $16,000, and also you get your 80% to 100%. So it was just a no-brainer. And from the way I saw the movement, when you look at what Uber did or what Amazon did, I just saw on that, this is probably the next trend, because if you can do away with, owning an office and paying all the expenses, all that is taken away, your cost is going to definitely be reduced, which I think that's what eXp stands for. That you can basically run your office from your home, which reduces the cost in which most brokerage that runs offices has to pass on to you. So, but with eXp, you don't have any franchise fee, you don't have an office fee, you don't have a desk fee that you have to pay. So there's no royalty fee that you have to also pay with eXp. So that just one of the things that I say, oh, you know what, I think this is the way forward when you talk about moving with a brokerage firm.
Okay. Now, before the 16,000 cap, what's the commission breakdown at that point?
Before you cap at 16, the commission you have is 80%.
That's still pretty good.
And after you're 16, but they also have a program if you're fresh and new as an agent is going to be 60-40, because you then
Okay.
have to go in with a mentor, which you split some of your commission with. And that's after 5 transactions. After 5 transactions, you're back onto your 100%. But that's just for fresh newbies, we're just fresh coming into real estate. So they have that program. But if you've been running the business for so long, you come in 80-20 splits. And once you cap at 16, then there goes your 100% commission.
Yeah, that's great. And I think as a rookie agent, I think you should have a mentor. That's one of the things that I've talked to other realtors in our teachable trainings, like Lachelle Stewart, is having either coming in on a team or having your own mentor with real estate, because you kind of need somebody to show you the ropes, because otherwise you're just going to be out there really on your own and not really knowing what to do.
Yeah. So that's why they have that program. If you're new, you've not done any transaction, then it's going to be 60-40, at first. And after that, you're back to your 100%.
Yeah. So 60-40, I think, is fair, because, for the first 5 transactions, hopefully you sell at least one, complete at least one transaction a month. So that's 5 months at the most that you would need a mentor, before you jump out on your own.
On your own, yeah.
What type of market trends are you seeing right now in the market?
I think it's more of the seller's market right now, based on a lot of buyers that I have to work with. The market is really crazy, multiples offers on deals, so definitely the trend right now, it's more of the sellers, determining the course of which way that they want to go to. And I think that's been affected, based on the low interest rates.
Right. Okay. So what type of agent are you? Do you think you're a seller's agent or a buyer's agent, or a listing agent or a buyer's agent? Okay.
I do both. I do both. I represent both seller and also for buyers. Yeah.
Do you have one that you think you're stronger in?
I think both I'm stronger in, it's the same skill sets that you have to have, in order for you to be able to sell, and also to help your buyers in getting a place too. So yeah, both I would say definitely I'm good at, but more so in the residential, in the site, not in the commercial as of yet.
Right. And you had mentioned investment, like you read Mr. Keller's book on $1 Million Investor. Are you eventually interested in investment properties, or getting more onto the commercial side with real estate?
I think that's what's actually sparked my interest. The investment side of it. Where at least starting off with the single family homes. Where you can at least be able to hold that long term. By renting it out. To renters. That's one of the good things that's really sparked my interest when I read the book $1 Million Real Estate Investor. So yeah, not truly. Maybe on the long term goal, yes, I might be able to venture into a commercial, but more starting off as a single family homes was what's I was thinking as an investor.
Okay, all right. And I know, you don't look like you graduated fresh out of college, so you did have another career before pursuing a real estate career. How did you make the switch from being a social worker to switching over to real estate? Like, what's what are some of the overlapping skill sets, and what made you interested in real estate?
Yeah, like I said, I was trained in a social worker, and I got my bachelor's in social worker. So I'm a people person, working with people, trying to help people is a thing, skills that I have. So actually, what actually got me to real estate was when I was laid off at my social work job. And also because I've been reading much about real estate, so that just prompted me, when I was laid off, to just go fully into getting my real estate license.
Okay, so that's when you pursued going to real estate school,
real
and
estate,
getting and all of
getting
that.
my license, because it gives me more opportunity, while I was laid off, going to pursue what I really love. Yes, it's towards in the investment side, but getting my license, gives me the ability and opportunity to, look at the markets, what's going on.
Okay. And what piqued your interest in real estate after being a social worker for X amount of years?
I think it's more of the knowledge, for me. the knowledge and also the opportunity that I think real estate is more of an easier, business, that I think you can go into and, create your, wealth, out of.
So that's the end goal is to create wealth for you and your family.
Definitely, most definitely. Yeah.
Do you still have like extended or immediate family in Nigeria that you support or send funds back to? Because I know that's really my
Oh yeah, my parents.
brother-in-law's from the Congo, so I know that's really
okay.
that's usually something that families from out of the country do.
Oh yeah, I still have my parents and siblings, back in Nigeria for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you is that a goal to try to bring some of your family to the United States?
They don't want to at this point in time. I think Nigeria.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, Nigeria is doing very well. That they don't mind. My parents do come in for holidays. Come to spend time during the summer and then go back. Yeah, they the desire is just not there. For them moving to the States. Anytime soon. So because they're doing pretty very well for themselves. Back home. Yeah.
And there's no like civil unrest or anything going on in Nigeria right now.
There is some,
I thought I seen some few things in the news lately.
On the news, yeah. It's always ongoing. It's definitely always ongoing. So.
Okay. Well, tell us about your family. Is your real estate business, is it a family business? Because I know you're married. I don't know if you have children or not, but how do you involve your family in being a business owner as well?
Well, I mean, one of the main things why I went into real estate is to be able to create the generational wealth, able to at least leave a good legacy, for the children. And, based on, study out there, I think real estate, gives you that opportunity if you buying real estate to hold for a long time versus, time. So, yeah. So right now I'm just the only person, doing it, in my family, also supports, my children as well, for sure.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask what your wife does? Is she a homemaker or is she just
she's
in a totally different career?
She's a college professor.
Oh, see, I had no idea. I think we talked about her briefly like years ago, but I didn't remember. I didn't realize that. And did you meet your wife in Canada? Like, how did you get from Canada to the United States?
Yeah, we actually met in Canada through a church that I was going to back there in Canada. It was a singles, ministry, organized by the church, and so they came from the States, to Canada, and that's how we met. So back then it was Windsor, Canada, which is the closest, border to Detroit.
Right.
So that's where the singles program, was, and that's how we met.
So your wife is actually Canadian, Canadian American. Is she
Canadian?
Is she from Nigeria as well?
Originally from Nigeria, but was born in Canada and then moved to the United States.
Wow, that's such an interesting love story.
I know.
How you two connected? Do you know, like, if you're from similar or neighboring tribes or anything? Like, have you done the history that far back?
Definitely, we're from the same, tribe. Because we have the 3 tribes in Nigeria: Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. Yep, we're from the same tribe.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting that your paths crossed again. Like
hey,
however many generations later.
That's what happened if you mix among your community most of the time. So you have the tendency meeting from someone from your same tribe.
Okay, so you both were in Canada when you met, and then
no, she used to live in the States. I live in Canada.
Oh, okay.
So because of the singles conference they were running, then they actually had it in Canada, and those were from the neighboring country like Detroit, Ohio, came for that singles program. So that's
because that's common. I mean, we're right on the border, so we've been a few times. So that's common to even Toronto. That's common to cross the border, especially before COVID, because all you really needed was a driver's license. Now it's like ridiculous.
Passport,
yeah. Well, I'm glad that that business is going well. So you talked about longevity with real estate. what are some things that you want to get more educated on? Like, do you want to get certain licensures or more credentials with the real estate? Do you want to become a broker? Like, what are your short-term goals with real estate?
I think the long-term goal for me is to be able to develop into investing, whatever I can do within the long-term holding, real estate that you can have a monthly cash flow, that's definitely, I definitely do not have the interest of being a brokerage, at any point in time, because that's too much work, so I think that's where, that's where EXP, definitely comes in, being a very good, brokerage firm that I can be able to work with.
Okay. All right. And then with the investments, what type of investments are you like specifically interested in? Do you want to do like multi-residential?
Single family,
Okay.
because that's much more easy for me to enter into right now. So, we'll see how that goes along the line.
Okay. So when you say single family, are you talking about like flipping houses, or what do you mean with single family?
So single family is to see a profit, based on where you can be able to rent out. Not flipping. Yeah. So it's finding a good, single family home that you can be able to purchase and, rent it out, for monthly cash flow.
Okay.
So that, which is going to be something that you'll be able to hold for a long time.
Right. So when do you think you'll be purchasing your first investment property?
Pretty much soon.
Okay.
Pretty much soon. Yeah. Because I'm just able, based on, like I said, I bought my first home in 2013. And based off of that, I've been able to capitalize based on the equity of that, to pay down on my debts. And that's just giving me more opportunity right now, to have the leeway, to invest, much more.
Okay. So I looked at your profile on LinkedIn, and you said you service all three communities, like Wayne, Macomb, and Washtenaw. So that's like a huge radius. Like, do you have an area that you more so specialize in, or you prefer to have listings in this specific area versus another one? Or because you can't like really drive, clients all over, 3 different counties. So how do you navigate?
And to me, I don't want to limit myself, because you have, sellers and buyers all over the country. So what I've decided to do is just stick with the southeast, of Michigan, which covers Washtenaw, Wayne County, Monroe, and Macomb. And those are not far from each other. Wayne County, goes up all the way to 275 South. And after that, comes Monroe. And even Washtenaw, once you go past, Canton, the next city after that, it's Ypsilanti. So most of all these drives, you're looking at 30 to 1 hour. So I don't want to set boundary to myself saying, hey, I can only do Wayne County. And if I have a buyer that wants to take a look at houses in Washtenaw, and then I'm not able to provide the services. So those were still within an hour to 2 hours drive. Definitely, I will be able to serve them.
Okay.
So which is So which is Washtenaw, yeah.
Yeah, do you have clients who are looking in multiple counties? I would just think that's a little unusual. Like most people can at least narrow down the county, if not, a specific, radius. They usually can pick out the city that they want to live in based on the school systems or whatever other criteria that they're using. And then from there, they want to start looking, in specific neighborhoods or at least a mile radius. But are you servicing maybe people out of state that don't mind looking at multiple counties?
I have also been working with people out of state. Like I have a client right now. We're just moving out from Colorado to Michigan. And that's when it initially came. We checked all of the county, and they now settled down for Washtenaw County. We did take a look at all of the counties in order for them to decide which is best for them. So by finding a good spot, then you can decide on which school district you want to go to. So eventually, we look at homes in Wayne County, look at homes in Macomb and Washtenaw County, and even Monroe, and then they settle down for Washtenaw County. But it's all based on what my clients want.
Exactly.
Like I said. I'm just opening up myself that, hey, those are the areas in which I serve. So depends on what my clients want. If they want to stick to Wayne County, we'll stick to Wayne County. If they want to stick to Washtenaw County, we'll stick to Washtenaw County. But I also don't want to limit myself. That's why I said, I can cover, all of those areas. So far, it's still within a 30-minute to 2 hours drive. I'm definitely able to do that for sure.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that as a
Mm-hmm.
real estate professional, when you establish yourself as an expert, I'm hoping that when you two have like your initial consultation, a lot of things can just be cleared up from the consultation.
Of
And,
what?
maybe
Mm-hmm.
even the buyers need to do some of their own research. So you're not spending time, or wasting time driving them around to areas that they really would be interested in.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so like I said, it's always based on what the client wants, But I just,
Yeah.
create that open space so that way I don't limit myself for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So it looks like where do you market to get your out of state clients? Because I know that's a really big issue with realtors and
Mm-hmm.
some of the other industries that we provide services to
Mm-hmm.
is they don't really know where or how to market. So what do you do to find these out of state buyers?
Word of mouth, referrals, past clients,
Mhm.
that I've worked with, and actually the couple that I worked with that came from Colorado came out of a builder that I brought in a client, to purchase, from them, and they said, "Hey, we do
Mhm.
have a client for you. Would you mind taking them?" I said, "Oh, why not?" So it's
Exactly.
based off of referral, from friends, family, those who I've worked with in the past, either, through my social work, career, and also, within the new, real estate skills career. Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned family. Do you have other family here besides just your immediate family from Nigeria or other countries?
Oh yeah, I do have, cousins, family, friends, but most of them are not in Michigan. They're out of
Okay.
states, But I mean, I've, since, been in since 2010, I've made a lot of friends,
Right.
So those definitely I'll consider as family too. Yeah, not
Yeah,
immediate
extended
family,
family.
extended family.
Extended
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
Yeah. I know we met through networking. I don't even remember exactly how we met or where we met, but you seem to do quite a bit of networking too.
Yeah,
How
I
are
think
you
that was
getting your
through Barb.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How are you getting your name out there on a local level?
Hey, marketing, social media,
Mhm.
LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and also my website, through, EXP, so those are, because that's part of what
Yeah.
EXP provide for you, lead generation. And they have those tools, to support, you marketing, on the social media level.
Yeah, but not just social media. I know that you're part of some
Hmm.
different in-person networking groups as well.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
how did you select those?
Based on, recommendation.
Hmm.
Yeah, based on recommendation, and now I see, how they've been doing in the industry.
Yeah, yeah, because I know like we
Hmm.
met because I was looking for a videographer, and that's
Hmm.
a you're multi-talented, you wear many hats. So
I
I
know,
believe
I
that's how I
know.
was referred to you. So you did some photography work for me. I think it was
Hmm.
just photography and not just video, or it could have been a
Hmm.
combination of both.
Yeah, I think we did both, video
Yeah,
and photography. Yeah.
yeah, while I was an insurance agent.
Hmm.
And you're very talented in photography. So you
Hey,
made me
I
look
try to,
years
I try to
younger.
be, I try to be.
Well,
And those
what
are
made
part of
you?
the skills that I bring to real estate too.
Yeah,
Insurance
exactly.
properties. Yeah, video content.
Mhm.
Polished. Photography. That I takes of properties.
Right, right. How did you develop an interest in photography and videography?
Oh, that's just something that comes out to me naturally.
So that was just like a hobby, and you
It's
ended up being able to use
being,
it in your
yeah,
business
use
as
it
well.
for my business. Yeah, because I do tons of, freelance, to a lot of people, and that, oh wow, you can make money out of this, and that's how I turn, what I do, as a hobby, turn into a business.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So, at what point did you get to where, I guess, in terms of generational wealth, you
Hmm.
decided to pursue real estate versus your photography and videography business?
Sorry, what did you say again?
Yeah, it seems like you may have been at a crossroads where you had to
Hmm.
decide, did you want to pursue your photography and videography business full
Hmm.
time or real estate? How did you make a decision on which one to go with?
Oh, I still do both. You know, still have my
Mhm.
yeah. I still do both. The more income you're able to get, the better. Yeah, I still run my video production in the services and still doing real estate. So I never
So when you,
discount one for the other. Yeah.
yeah, but when you meet, say you're at a networking
Mhm.
event, you meet someone, do you introduce yourself as a realtor or as a photographer slash
I,
videographer?
I think it's depending on the network or the group I'm
Hmm.
with. If it's a
Okay.
group that is leaning more towards video production, then I'll introduce myself as a video production. And if it's a network leaning too much real estate, then I will introduce myself as a real estate.
Okay. Do you have like those? Sometimes, like in the olden
Mhm.
days, you had people that had the two cards. They would be double sided, and they have one business on one
I,
and one on
I
the
I
other.
sure do. I sure do have one of those. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Mhm.
Well, you could actually use your, like you said, you're using your photography and videography
Mhm.
business and real estate. Do you
Yeah.
have realtors as clients who need videography or photography services?
Yeah. Sure. Sure. Some in my office that I work for from in Downriver. Yep.
Okay. And how does that work? I mean, how do you like divide up your time? Because it sounds like you're running two businesses.
Hmm.
So what do you do? Like, do you just, I mean, what does your, so you have a planner, like give us like a snapshot of a week, a day in life in Wiley's life. Like, do
Yeah.
you just spend one day on photography, one on real estate, or is it just appointment by appointment? Like, how do you divide your time up or split your time up?
I do go by appointments, what's available. And if over the weekend,
Mhm.
I do get a video production. Um, and I also do have people that work with me as well too. It's not
Mhm.
just me, being able to do that. If it's something I can dispose out, I do have, people that work with me in the video production. If it's something I get over the contract with, then that's how I
Mhm.
sign it. And also, based
Yeah.
on my clientele for real estate, if I do have showings or listing appointment, and that's how I take it.
Yeah, that sounds great. It sounds like
Hmm.
you have a lot of flexibility in both. Whereas
Hmm.
we were talking on the phone last night and we were saying
Yeah.
like, with us being former Keller Williams agents, they had trainings during the day. They had different staff meetings or sales meetings during the day. So you almost had to work full time to be able to get the full experience out of being a Keller Williams agent. Whereas what you're saying now, they can Zoom the meetings, you can watch them when you want to or when you're available. So it just sounds like right now you have a lot more flexibility than you did with Keller Williams.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the main reason why I prefer EXP, because everything is cloud based. Meetings
Right.
are done online. You know. So yeah, which gives you a lot of flexibility. You don't have to be driving hours to be in an office space. You can just put on your video as we're doing right now. Joining,
Mhm.
collaborate with people all across the world. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you do with sometimes you have buyers or sellers who are very needy. So you might have a buyer. I know for a house that we had in Indian Village, there was he went bypass the agent and he started contacting us directly, which I know he's not supposed to do. But he was asking, making really weird requests. He wanted to come see the house on the outside at 2 a.m. Just really weird things going
Mm.
on. So what do you do when you have buyers or sellers who really aren't very considerate of your time? They don't realize that you have other clients that you have to service or you have other things going on. How do you deal with those types of clients?
I think it's setting up the point straights right at ahead of time.
Hmm.
Yeah. So definitely, we do have conversation ahead of time, and I can be able to
Right.
fish out how much more serious you are. For sure, the first thing first is for me to check to make sure you have your pre-approved letter, that
Right.
shows you can even afford to be able to make a purchase. And then we talk about your interest, places that you want to see, go by that. So what I go by is that out of all the places that you've seen, we go by the first five, topmost five that you like. Go from there, go and check it out, and then start checking out what are some of the things that you don't like in the houses that you've seen, and what are the ones that you like and the one you see, and then use that, for our criteria in other houses that we might be looking at.
Okay. So what's the average time right now that it takes you from a buyer, interested buyer coming into your office, or you are meeting, cloud-based, to you showing them a house, to putting the offer in, to closing? Like, what's the actual average sales funnel process time right now?
Mostly between 30 to 45 days.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Are your clients satisfied by the time they get to the closing, that they feel like you service them in a timely manner?
Oh, definitely. And I've got testimony to prove that, definitely. Because, when I go all out, I go all out for my clients, watching out for their best interest, not just for the money's sake, but just making sure whatever deal we have, it's something definitely that they're happy with.
So I know that you network quite a bit on social media. You do in-person networking. About how much of your customer base comes from referrals? Because referrals are really important too. And best of all, with marketing, they're free.
Yeah, I would say 70 to 80% comes from referrals.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, based on what I've done with clients in the past, that's how definitely they can be able to give out, on experience of what they've had with me.
Right. So if there was one thing you could change if you were to start all over in real estate, what would it be?
Oh, having a coach, a mentor. Definitely cannot go on the real estate, business by yourself. You need a coach, and you need someone to mentor you, especially someone who's been in the industry more than you are.
Absolutely. So do you have any specific people you would have selected to mentor you personally?
Oh yeah, I do have them, in my office, we have, Max Z, who is also a member of, EXP, we do come on, I've attended some of their boot camps, training, so there's a lot of mentorship program, available, with the brokerage firm, that I'm in.
Okay, sounds great. You're referring to EXP right now?
Yes.
Okay. And when you came to Keller Williams, did anyone ever approach you about being on a team? Because I know they didn't with me, and I think that made a difference.
Yeah, definitely. But I've always wanted to be a solo, agent.
Okay.
I never, looked at the team thing, working for me. So I knew, from the start, I just want to be a solo agent. Yeah. And that's why, with the EXP, concepts, was more, enticing, to me, joining them.
Did you start with a mentor with EXP, or you already had your experience in your 5 sales transactions? So did you start solo or with a mentor?
With a mentor, for sure. Yeah. Like I said, that's one thing that EXP does. Once you're coming in, fresh, they hook you up with a mentor. Yeah, which I did get a mentor, and I still have a mentor, at EXP.
That's great. So based on your experience with Keller Williams, you didn't think that you had enough experience to go solo when you started with EXP. Is that right?
I wouldn't say that. I just see that, the way that EXP was moving, I kind of drawn more to that than, with what, my experience was, with EXP.
Okay, all right. Well, it sounds like everything is going well. So congratulations on
thank you.
Your recent career change, and hopefully you will continue to excel with real estate and building that legacy of wealth. We do have an upcoming event on April 23rd with Kimberly Naylor. I don't know if you saw it on the website, but she is very much into building and construction. And I think that she could give you a lot of really good advice about investment properties if that's something that you eventually want to go into. We also have a workshop that we're developing right now in June that is going to talk about investing A to Z. So we're going to talk about some tax benefits that you can receive as an investor, as well as a lot of other benefits. I think both of those events would really benefit you quite a bit. And we hope that you decide to become a part of our ecosystem. You can definitely take a look at our website for membership opportunities, but I think that there is some opportunity there for you to get educated in the investment realm, because it kind of sounds like that's what really motivated you to get started with your real estate business. So we'd love to offer you some mentorship on that aspect. I really don't know if that's something that ESP specializes in or not, but we'd love for you to join us as one of the newest members of our team. So yeah,
So
you can
is
take a
there a
look.
fee for that?
Yep,
Fee
the
charge for that?
membership
Okay.
fee for individuals is $125 annually. And then you can also start as a corporate member, which means that you receive exclusivity for your particular industry. That starts at $250. The Kimley Naylor event, as a member, I believe the membership fee is $25 to attend that event, and non-members is $30. So yep, you are more than welcome to attend any of our events as a member or non-member. But I think you would get more out of it, obviously, as a member than just attending, 1 or 2 events per year.
So is that a virtual kind of a training, or is it more physical training?
Yeah, our Detroit Business Hub Group lecture series, they are all in person. I am still developing the events for June. So right now, we're not sure if they're going to be virtual or in person. It kind of depends on what the facilitator, the direction that they want to go in with the event.
Oh, okay.
Do you prefer online right now because of COVID, or like which one do you?
I think it's better
Which
to
one
be
do you
safe. That
preference?
definitely
Yeah.
virtual would be a good thing. It's always better to be safe than to be sorry. So
Right. So yeah, our event January 22nd with Shannon Steele, that was in person, but we did have a few out of state investors and realtors who still wanted to participate. So if they paid, then we invited them into a Zoom private session, and then they could watch the event online if they chose not to attend in person. So we did make that accommodation available.
oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, for right now, based on what's going on in the country, virtual, it's more my own preference, compared to being in a physical, presence place.
Yeah, totally understand. We took a lot of precautions. We attempted to have social distancing, but that's not always possible depending on the size of the room. And, there was food involved, so people kind of are more relaxed. It was more of like a relaxed environment with the food and everything. But yeah, everyone had masks on, so we definitely took some COVID precautions. So it's whatever one you're more comfortable with. If you want us to Zoom you in, you're more than welcome to join us via Zoom too. I think there's pros and cons with both. And as we hit more people getting their vaccinations, I think eventually people will feel more and more comfortable attending in-person events, but we're not quite there yet. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're making progress. Yeah, we're really not really having a voice on if we think people should, get the vaccine or not. That's kind of an individual decision that people have to make on their own. I mean, I know I got it, but, I don't speak for the whole organization. So, yeah, we're not really asking it, have you been vaccinated before they're invited to come? So,
yeah.
So yeah, we're just using social distancing and taking as many precautions as possible.
Which I think it's fair.
Right. So do you meet at some point you have to meet some of your clients in person to show them houses and also to close, or are there virtual closings going on right now with title companies? I don't know, because I'm not really
with the CDC and the guidelines in place, because even home showing right now has to be 1 to 2 family, for showing. So you have to still wear your gloves, wear your mask, and keep the social distance. Also the same thing is observed, during closing. For sure, everyone is spread out.
Yeah, and I've heard too that the buyer and seller might not necessarily be in the same room at the same time.
Yeah.
So they're splitting that up as well.
Yeah, but even with that, you have 1 or 2 people, but in the training conferences, everybody's all crowded in one room. So, so air circulation as well too. So that's just why, preference for me right now, it's more virtual, until everything is all clear that, we're all safe and good to go.
Yeah, I totally understand, Wale. Like I said, I'm not impartial either way. I understand both sides of the story. I see the value of in-person meeting after we went totally virtual for a full year. So I totally understand the importance of going virtual, and I understand the importance of in-person networking. So it really is whichever one you feel more comfortable with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, hopefully we will see you at the April 23rd event. Tickets are available now.
Okay.
And
I'll check the websites and
please do that.
check out. Definitely.
Okay, sounds good, Wale. Yep, it's under dbhg.org.
Okay.
And then it's under our DBHG University or DBHGU. So that's where you can purchase your tickets at. We look forward to hopefully seeing you again soon, seeing you on April 23rd.
Thank you.
Virtually, and then we'll keep you posted on the June workshops as well.
Well, okay. When is the date for the one in June?
We're still planning the dates out right now.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll keep you posted on that.
No problem. Thank you, Nancy.
Okay, thank you,
It's
Wale.
good talking
Have
to
a
you.
great, you as well, and you and your family enjoy the holiday season that we're in right now.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.